All right, guys, round 2, 2025 San Diego. We've got A1 in the books. It was pretty crazy, sets up a great season. I do want to go over the track here and then talk about Chase Sexton. So we have a double, triple right off the first turn. Then we have a double, triple, double. There is a different way through it. You will see it. I didn't build it to be taken multiple ways, but it worked out that you could. Then you have a Supercross triple. And then here I did the Dragon's Back triple off into a triple, but that probably will be that weird, stepped table, similar to what they had at Anaheim 1. So that probably will be a bit different. The whoop section, then I go double, step on, step off into the finish line. Now you can hit that a bit different. I will show you as well. Then we have kind of a small double into what Ricky would call the short shoots across the start straight. So the track itself seems to be easier, more simple, pretty fast in my opinion. We cut across the track one more time, hit a Supercross triple, so we have 2 of them on this track, and then a very small sand section with what appeared to be a wall, but maybe they'll be able to double and then change the rhythm in this entire section. So yeah, I do want to talk about Chase Sexton a bit. There's a lot of things that happened at Anaheim 1. I kind of want to get your guys' opinion, see if you think about it, saw it differently. But Chase Sexton ended up winning. He had the speed. He qualified decent. I believe he was the 3rd fastest qualifier, but it was really close between Tomac and Jett and then Sexton. So he ended up winning, looked really good, but there's a bunch of things to talk about aside from how well he rode. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is that he stalled his bike again. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody's talked about it, but he's done that before. He has a history of stalling that bike ever since he switched over to the KTM. I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know why. He never really had that problem before. I don't know if there's something weird with the bike or what, but yeah, he stalled it again, and Roxon was in second, got all over him, but then he was able to build that lead back up and whatever. If you've heard anything about why, I mean, he's probably, nobody's going to really say because KTM, the manufacturer, the rider doesn't want to say anything, bad mouth the bike or whatever, but very odd. But the second place was Ken Roxon. He didn't qualify that great, but did he? I think he won his heat and then got second, rode great, got a good start. Yeah, there was some chaos that happened on the start, but still really, really happy for Roxon to get that second place. And the way he talked on the podium, he was pretty happy. That's kind of what he really wanted. I mean, of course he would have taken a win, but for an opening round, he said he really would have been happy with second and ended up doing just that. So very cool. Anderson rounded out the podium. He didn't get a great start, kind of got into it with Jett in the first turn, going into the first turn, but somehow he came out ahead. I don't really know how he was able to even be where he was off the start. I think it was just pure luck, especially with kind of banging bars with Jett off the start. It was pretty crazy, but he had speed. Now, Webb was in 4th place, and I really feel like Webb was doing, Webb things where he was making getting faster at the end of the race and making a late push. He got very close at the very end of the race, but wasn't able to actually pass Anderson, and he ended up getting 3rd place. So pretty cool for Anderson. And I do want to talk about Prado real quick since we have the Kawasaki here. Did he get second in his heat? I think he got second and got a very good start in the main, but then kind of faded. But I would say that's really good. I mean, he's still learning. This is new, and we knew he was going to be good at starts, but that was pretty good for him. So here we have Tomac, and I want to show you the different line. You can triple over the table, then triple out and hit the finish line. Tomac, Jett, and Hunter I kind of want to all talk about. So Tomac got a great start. He was in the lead, but then half a lap in, he dumped it over. All by himself, got rode over by Sexton, doesn't appear to be hurt, but dumped it over, was in last place, and then rode back beast mode to 5th. And I feel like he really, people have been saying it, but he saved his season by doing that. He was the fastest overall qualifier. Tomac looks to be super back, and in contention for a championship. Now, it would have been great to see him have that start and then watch him and Sexton battle, but it didn't work out that way. And then Hunter and Jett Lawrence finished 10th and 11th, I believe. Hunter just didn't do too much, and then Jett, like I said, he kind of was bar banging with Anderson off the start, ran off track, got stuck in the tough blocks, and then a few laps later, he put it down in the sand after the whoop. So it never really was able to make a comeback, and that was kind of weird. It was actually kind of weird that it worked out that way. I know we have the 250s here, but kind of want to talk about the 450s a bit more. So basically, what I want to say or ask the question to you guys is, why did Jett? Was it a bike issue? Was the bike, broken? Is he just not comfortable on it? I've seen people saying that the bike just doesn't look like it's working the way he wants. The back end is kind of sketchy right now, and I did see that. I did see it in the whoops before he put it down. But I mean, Jett is still fast, right? He's still very fast, and so it probably is mostly a bike issue. I mean, he's not fast anymore. So it must be that he isn't comfortable on the bike. It wasn't set up right for Anaheim 1, or the conditions that it ended up being. I don't know, but I do expect Jett to be back to form here very, very quickly. Joe Shimoda, it was the Joe show. He got the whole shot and never looked back. He actually grew his gap and just looked super fast. I am so happy for Joe being able to start off good. Right? Not, turn it on at the end of the season, be able to start good. And it just shows that he has speed to run up front. Now, we didn't see him run with Deegan, but this guy right here, Julien Beaumer, was the fastest overall qualifier and wasn't able to catch or pass Joe. But I was pleasantly surprised with how fast Julien Beaumer was. He looked very, very fast, very, very good, and for sure has to be a contender in the 250 West division. We had Kitchen was supposed to be there, but had an illness. So since he didn't race really, he did practice, I believe, but that's it. He's switching to the East Coast, and I think it was just announced that Ty Masterpool is going to be switching to the West Coast to fill in for Kitchen, who is moving to the East Coast. So Julien Beaumer looked really good. Just kind of rode around by himself in second. Wasn't too far down, but wasn't able to close the gap on Joe. So Joe Shimoda rode a great race. And then Jordan Smith on the Triumph 250. I believe he even put it down. I think he even went down at some point in the main event, but was able to get up and ride back to third place. So Jordan Smith, he looked really good on the Triumph, but I will say I feel like Jordan Smith has that, he can be really, 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 really fast, but he does tend to, hit the ground fairly often. So maybe he's just changing the way he rides, but in my opinion, it felt like he isn't quite as comfortable yet. I'm sure he'll get there. Is comfortable yet on that TF250 as he was on that Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha. But that's just my opinion. Still very fast. I mean, he podiumed, right? Very fast, but it just didn't seem like he quite had that same top speed as he did on the Yamaha. But again, that's just my opinion, and I really want to get your guys' opinion on what you saw and what you think about what happened. Now, we are going to switch over to Hayden Deegan to wrap it up. He had a similar showing as Tomac. He went down right away in the first turn, was dead last, and then rode back to fifth place. He had to really put it on hard on Cody Schock. Cody Schock tried to return the favor a little bit at the finish line, right before the finish line, but Deegan was able to edge him out, and Deegan rode amazing. He was the second fastest qualifier. It was very close between him and Julien Beaumer. Just really curious what you guys think. I still believe Hayden Deegan is the man to beat. I think he's going to be a man on a mission here and really put the hammer down. And I'm not saying that I don't believe Joe Shimoda and Julien Beaumer can't ride with him. I mean, we know Beaumer has the speed, but I would still go with Hayden Deegan. I feel like he is just so good, so fast, so determined, trains well, prepares well. I really believe it will be Hayden Deegan that will be probably coming out on top. But really curious to see what you guys think about everything, especially Jett Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, not maybe being comfortable on the bike, maybe not having it set up right. because Jett is still the man to beat, in my opinion. But just curious what you think and why he wasn't able to work his way up. Maybe, again, maybe something was wrong with the bike from the crash or whatever, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. But you guys, girls, are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.